Hey, Chad. So you went to a wedding, rumor has it. Know anything about that?
Oh yes, and you see, one of my best friends I've known for almost 20 years. He's finally getting married. Well, he got married. Um, so he got married. So that leaves me as the only one out of my friends who's not married, divorced, have kids, have a mortgage, or 401k plan, health benefits.
How does that
I
feel, that being the unicorn of the group?
don't know. I feel like I don't know. But I mean, I'm like whatever. I'm just like I'm still trying to figure out what kind of Slurpee I want with my taco type of person. I'm like, should I go with the Coke Slurpee or the Pina Colada Slurpee, the Suicide Slurpee?
Well, hold on. I can't let that go. So what kind of Slurpee did you get?
I usually go to my go-to, which is like a Coke Slurpee and a Coke and blue raspberry.
So how much Coke, how much blue raspberry? This is definitely an art here.
Yeah, I 50-50. That's how I usually do. Then I sometimes I go balls to the wall and add a third one. So it goes like 40. Oh man, bad math here. But yeah, I would go like three. So it's like 40, 40, then 20. That's correct. Like 40 Coke, 40 blue raspberry, 20%, either pina colada or
Wait a second. There's pina colada flavor in US?
Yazer.
We don't have that here at all. I've never seen
They,
it.
they they have so many different flavors. There's like cherry, there's like a strawberry kiwi. They have strawberry.
Hold
Um,
on. How many? Okay, when I go to a 7-Eleven, we
mhm,
have 6 to 8, I'm guessing. I'm just want to say off the top of my head.
mhm.
Do you have like 25 different flavors then? Like the machine's going on top with the ice, or you have to pick it with a machine?
Um, you pay with the machine. You get like there's 12. There's 12. There's 12 things you could choose from. There's 12 different flavors.
Not here.
See, that's why America's so full of diabetics and fat people.
Very
Case in
true.
point. Back in the day, it would be like we're carnies. Come see the fat bearded lady. And we're like, no, just go to your local 7-Eleven. You got the fat bearded lady. We're like, beep, 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 beep. Razor.
So I want to go back to this wedding. Where was the wedding? How
Oh,
was
the
the
wedding was
bachelor
a sec.
party?
Okay, so first let's do the bachelor party because the bachelor party was a few weeks before. They decided to come down to LA because they were going to do Hollywood Horror Nights. Well, Universal City actually. It's Universal Horror Nights, but it's called Hollywood Horror Nights. But it's at Universal. They wanted to go to museums and stuff, and so it was interesting. They call. I was going to hang out with Friday, which was like I'm supposed to go to the escape room and then dinner. Well, the guy, the best man who was doing it, Alex. I never interviewed. He's funny, but he's also Mexican. I always make fun of him. He's like the whitest Mexican ever. Um, he was just like he gave me the wrong address, and I was gonna get off of work at 4 to get there. Um, when I noticed, because I want to make sure, like, okay, what's the address? I'm getting off at 4. I have to shower, change. Da, 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 da. The escape room was at 5:30. I'm in Valley Village, which is part of North Hollywood, and I thought I was going to be in Burbank. Well, this genius, I love Alex, but this genius, he confused. He gave me the motel address, which is on Olive, which was an Olive in Burbank, because there's like a West Olive, a North Olive, South Olive, and he gave me the Burbank address. The other Olive was in downtown LA near the Fashion District, which in rush hour traffic, good luck getting there from North Hollywood because you have to go over the canyon and everything. And that's going to be like with traffic, it's going to be like 120 minutes. I was just like, guys, I think I'm not going to be able to make the escape room because I'm getting up for. I need
Sorry,
a shower.
I'm listening to you. Now I'm a little confused.
Mm-hmm.
Living in Canada, I'm not sure. Is the canyon Rutgers Canyon or Runyon Canyon?
Runyon Canyon is what because LA has multiple canyons, but Runyon
Oh,
Canyon is Hollywood. It's on the other side of Hollywood near like Sunset Boulevard and stuff. Like that's just one of the
that's not where
canyons.
you had to go.
No, no. There's different canyons where it's like I have to go over. If I was going to not take the freeway, I would have to go over Laurel Canyon or Coldwater Canyon. because
Okay.
there's
There's a
multiple
movie
canyons.
called Laurel Canyon. There's no
Yeah,
movie called The Other Canyon, so I've never heard of it.
well, because this is streets. But yeah, Coldwater is like an intersection away, but it's just like it goes towards I think Beverly Hills more than because Laurel Canyon
Okay.
goes right over to Hollywood.
We're getting away from the bachelor party. Don't worry, we're going
Okay.
back to the people. I just got one more question.
Okay.
Now, I've always been told not to drive in LA, so I took the bus or I walked when I was there
Why?
because I don't know what to do because the cars were insane when I was there.
Oh yeah, like I've been down here, like I said, 9+ years. Like I haven't had a car since 2014, and I only usually take lifts. I always do lifts or walk. I don't do the buses because buses are ghetto. And then you have to deal with a bunch of homeless people and stuff like
Well, I
that.
was
And
on my honeymoon. The bus was fine. It worked. I was over there one day. It worked fine. So
I,
back to this. Did you make it to the dinner then?
I made it to the dinner. I called the guys like, "Yo, I'll make it to dinner." I got to the Hollywood because they decided they're going to have the dinner in Hollywood. So we went to this restaurant called Musso and Frank's, which is like a really popular, like like a sporty kind of you need a reservation to get in type thing. It's an Italian restaurant.
And
It's
probably a
elegant.
shower knowing you is important because they won't let you in without a shower.
Yeah, no, like no, you're supposed to like it was like business casual. They didn't really upheld it, but they're like dressed up okay. Don't like wear like cargo shorts and a let's go brand t-shirt and a Minga
I
hat.
guess
It's
I'm
like
not getting in.
right. It's like, damn it, I'm not gonna get in. But no, I got there on time and I saw them and like, oh hey, what's up? Da, da, da. And I was wearing my like nice blue jeans and my Hawaiian shirt, and I was more dressed than they were, and that's saying a lot. The black guy, Ricari, he was with us as one of his friends, one of his ex roommates. Um, he was like in black t-shirt and black jeans, and we sitting there. Everyone's dressed. They sit us. Everyone's like super dressed. Like all the Hollywood people, like I could tell, like studio people were coming in with their like side chicks and Mr. Tris, Mr. like going to the bar. Like it's a classy joint. And Ricari goes, I feel like I should be the working here, not sitting at this table. And I'm laughing. And my buddy Jordan, it's like he's sitting there. He's like in his 40s, and he used to be a musician. He was like really well known. He was in I can't remember the punk rock group, but then he did I think it was called Final Submission. They were like really popular band, like punk band back in the day. But don't worry, you're Canadian. You wouldn't know if it's not Rocky and Bullwinkle, but or hockey. Um, so he looks like a dad. So he's like looking at the thing like a dad, and then you have Andrew and Alex. They're like because they give us bread and butter before like appetizers and stuff, and so they give them like bread, so like actual like cut bread. So these guys are so ghetto. They would eat the bread but not eat the crust. So they throw all the crust back onto the plate. And I'm like looking at them, I'm like, you guys aren't eating your crust? They didn't even eat their crust. And I'm like, oh wow, this is like ghetto table here.
Just
And then
back this up. There's no punk band called Final Submission.
no, there is. There is. I'll find it and
Not
I'll
on
send you the information.
Spotify.
Oh,
Not
they're
on
not because
Spotify.
they're pre-Spotify. I think it was Final Submission. I have to check
Oh,
that
now
out.
it's final. See, we're
I think
trying to
it's
give the
Final. I
list
think
some help for your friend to give him some publicity. You give me the wrong band
see.
name.
I think it's
You're
Final
totally
Submission.
fired. So people continue chat while you're looking this up. So you
Yeah,
don't have
Final
to.
Submission. See, yeah, right here. Final Submission. They're on there. Yeah.
Okay.
But Final Submission, yeah. But that happened like so we going on and everything. We got our food. It's like hella expensive. Like
What did Chad order?
I ordered the fried shrimp and fried. Oh no, I tapped back. I took the fried shrimp, the baked potato. Oh my god, the baked potato was to die for. I'm like, I was trying to be like fancy food because it was expensive. Like the cheapest food was like $30 a plate. Yeah. Yeah, I was just like, so I spent a good like $60 for mine. So everyone was like getting their stuff, and I had a White Russian too, which was delicious, which is vodka and I love White Russians.
Not white
But
vodka and cranberry juice. It's vodka and milk.
yeah, it's vodka and milk.
I know.
But yeah, so I did that. But my dumbass didn't eat beforehand. It's gonna get better. So
Oh, I'm sure it is because you're drinking.
yeah, I'm drinking. I didn't take my heart meds either. So that aspect, because I knew I was going to drink, so I didn't take any of my heart meds. So I'm
That's a
like,
good
okay,
fucking idea.
right? Oh, it's gonna get good. So after we finish and like we like okay, and the guy goes, okay, so it's gonna be like it was like $200 something for the whole table, like everyone, but we all had our own credit cards. Like, yeah, it's gonna be split into four. The guy, the waiter's face, just like he's gonna die. He was just like, oh. So like I actually have to work. So we gave him our four credit cards. He's kind of pissed off about it, but whatever. He goes back. So we get all
Good
that.
job.
Yeah, exactly. He looked like a failed actor that was trying to make it. And so he's just like, fuck, I'm failed as an actor. I'm gonna be a waiter. He's like 40 something. Looked like, welcome to Hollywood, kid. 40 years, I got 40. I'm working at a waiter. But so like that, we go leave, and then they go like, hey, we want to get crepes. So right next to across the street, we go get crepes. So I got the root beer float. I was like, okay, I'm still full from dinner. I'm gonna have a root beer float. So
Hold on.
And then we
you
drove back.
had this beautiful meal and you went to have crepes?
Yeah, they wanted crepes for dessert. Because they were like, the desserts were really expensive there. And they're like, for cheesecake, it was like $20. So we're
Holy
like,
crap.
nah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These things were like really fucking expensive. So he's like, oh, let's just go across the street and get crepes. That's what they did. They got crepes, and I got a root beer float because I was still full. And I'm getting buzzed from the White Russian. And we go back to Burbank where the motel is. And they're all tired. And they're like, hey, let's do some edibles. So we started doing edibles, like a lot of edibles, like a lot of cannabis edibles. So I lost count after 100 milligrams. So I was like, which is not good too, because I'll continue that a little later. I probably had maybe about 300 milligrams of cannabis. That's probably what I had. So I'm buzzing. I still haven't felt it. I haven't felt it. I'm like, I've been there for almost 60 minutes, kind of feeling buzzed. And then everyone's like, well, it's like 11 o'clock now. And all these guys, we're all in our like late 30s, early 40s. They're like, okay, we're tired. We're going to go to bed. They're going to do stuff tomorrow. I was like, all right, cool. So I was just like, I go get a lift. And I'm waiting. It feels trippy anyways because I'm fucking trying to get a lift at a motel where they probably think I'm a hooker. Finally get a lift. And the guy shows up and start talking. All of a sudden, the edibles just kicked in. Like I was doing, like all of a sudden my mouth got cotton mouth, and my pupils just like, whoop, and I started like doing this shit because I was like I couldn't like swallow, and I had to keep telling myself in my head, "Hey man, you just took edibles, gotta swallow, you gotta swallow and breathe." And this guy's trying to hold the conversation, and I'm trying to not look freak out, like I was like sweating, trying to like, yeah, And I think at one point I blacked out in the car. And also I wake up really sudden, and like, cause it's like from Burbank cause he went to the freeway. So I got home like what should have been like a 10-minute, 15-minute drive, turned to like 30 minutes. Hopefully he didn't rape me during that 30 minutes because I don't remember. So it's just like finally get home, guys. He drove through red lights because I'm the last ride of the night for him. And he could tell that I'm just fucking out of it. Like I'm toast. And I'm like, and before I even left the motel, Jordan was like, here's a to go like thing. He gave me like 100+ milligram edible. So I just shoved it in my back of my pants, and I'm already up there like driving, get there. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Tip the guy and everything, because I tip people. And I get to my gate, and that's when all of a sudden it totally hit me again, where I'm just like, ugh. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking pass out. So I like dragging ass to my door. I'm like, okay, I gotta like, dude, I was having a hard time putting the key in the thing. I'm like, oh my God. I'm turning into like this scumbag squatter who can't even open the fucking door because he's fucking high and drunk. I'm like, great. Neighbors probably think I'm some dumbass. So I finally get in, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get because like my mouth is still dry. I've got really bad cotton mouth. So I'm like doing like what they do with cocaine, trying to like rub your mouth, like, why is it like cotton mouth? And then I go and get my water. And all of a sudden I was like, okay, I gotta lay down. So I took off everything but my boxers and my socks, and then I passed out. I was like, I passed out. I was like, okay, Chad's done. I passed out for the night. And I like that whole next day, I slept. Like I slept till like 6 o'clock that night. Till that night. Like I didn't eat anything. I was out. So I was like, I woke up and I was like, oh, I got more edibles. So I took more edibles that night and passed out more. And I was just like, all right. So I basically did like whole weekend of edibles. Like I was just fucking stoned the whole weekend. People are like, Chad, are you still alive? Like, cause I wouldn't text back like my friends like Brze and stuff. They're like, Chad, like, dude, I was stoned the whole it was good. I felt so relaxed. Best sleep I ever had. And at the time too, the squatter was gone too. So I was like, I had no worries. I was like, yes, freedom. I like, but then I started getting like weird palpitations during that week and started feeling really bad. I was like, man, why do I fucking feel so bad? Like I was not feeling good. My anxiety was kind of starting to act up. Well, the edibles that were I was taking, I can't take with my meds because there's two strains. There's the CBD and a THC. The THC fucks with your kidneys and liver. So it's like it counteracts my beta blocker, all the stuff that keeps my heart going so I don't fucking die. And I'm like, fuck, I could have had a fourth heart attack right there. I would have OD'd on, like, that would have fucking destroyed my life. Chad Meisenheimer OD'd on marijuana because his heart meds, you're not supposed to do a beta blocker and a blood thinner. And
I'm
I'm like,
dying. It's the best story ever.
and I was just like, and my mom was chewing me out, like, you're not supposed to do that. I was like, so it's like, I'm like, fuck. So I'm supposed to do the CBD, not the THC one. Because I think I did like over 700 milligrams over the whole weekend. Like, yeah, I was fucking baked out of my mind where I was like, no, my name is John. Yeah, start rolling.
Extra features
It's like I cleared like my mouth and I was drooling. I was just like I could feel my chest hair feel like it was like breeze, like woo. I was playing with my chest hair a little bit, like woo, you know, because I have like 70s bush on my chest. So I'm like, so like that. So like I was like, okay, so that happened. So I survived that, and then I go to the wedding. They're asked if I want to do more edibles, and I was like, no, 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 no. Well, I drive home. I drive up there. I say drive home, but I drive up there. Everything was perfect. It was like less than 6 hours. Got a coffee. Stopped at my mom's house. We ate. Then I just chilled and relaxed on Wednesday. Just hang out with my mom. And then Thursday I went up there. And when I go up there, which is from Fairfield to Sacramento, because they're doing road work and shit, and they were far out in Sacramento. It was 52-minute drive, so it was like an hour car ride. I was like, "Fuck, okay, whatever." And it's not the most comfortable car either. I had a Toyota Corolla.
That's all right. Good. You didn't forget to discuss this.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was like, the car seat hurt so bad. Great gas mileage because I only went on gas I filled up the whole car in one drive up to from LA to NorCal. Same thing back. The seat is so uncomfortable. My ass hurt so bad. Like it was bad. It was just like my thigh, my outer thigh. I guess that's like it was bad. Like I could when I get out of the car, I was groaning. Like I couldn't walk. I guess how bad it was. But I get to Sacramento on Thursday, and all of a sudden my anxiety is like, surprise, motherfucker. So I get really bad anxiety. I'm like, okay, it's not anxiety, it's social anxiety, it's general anxiety. It just starts building and building and building because I had to drive and it was worse traffic and I had to find a place, and I'm not used to Sacramento anymore. Sacramento has changed over the last 10 years since I've been gone. Every time I visit, I haven't gone to Sacramento. I would stay at my mom's, which is in Fairfield or Vacaville. So I wouldn't do
Sorry,
anything.
what did you just say?
Like because I would stay in Fairfield or Vacaville. Those were the cities.
That's not Sacramento.
No, Sacramento is like 30 minutes, 40 minutes away. Fairfield's like the Bay Area. It's like Fairfield is like 35, 40 minutes away from San Francisco.
So let's back this up. I'm a little confused. I know we're going to run over time, but I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Are you moving back to where your mom is or Sacramento?
My mom.
So you're not moving to Sacramento?
No. If I was moving to Sacramento, that'd be an 8-hour drive. Fuck that.
And where were you born?
I was born in Sassoon, which is near Fairfield.
Okay, so you're not far from where you were born.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, sorry, continue. We're going to run over time to get the story done.
Yeah, no, that's wrong. So I'm already getting things, and I'm also early to the thing too, so I can't go yet. So I go to Starbucks, worst decision there, and get coffee. I have anxiety getting myself coffee, which usually helps. Like coffee usually helps, but I got an iced coffee, which means there's double the. Well, you don't drink Starbucks. You're not a basic guy like me, you know. I'm Hollywood, and so So like it's watered down and it's stronger. So now that is in my blood. So I'm like, my heart's going faster with my anxiety. Finally get to the thing. I get there, I change. The place where they're doing it at is super fucking small, like super small. The roofs are really low. There's 100 something people in there. Now I'm getting like really anxious because I'm like, I didn't know anyone at the wedding, like no one at the wedding, but his mom, his brother, Alex was the best man, Ricari, his old roommate, myself, Jordan, who's friends with him, and I also know this guy named Kepi Gooley. So Kepi, I know.
Kepi Gooley.
Yeah, he's a punk rock singer too. He's
That's his real name. Tell me that's his real name.
He goes by that now. Yeah, his real name's like something Alexander.
Oh, okay. So it's made up.
No, he changed that. He changed his name when he had his punk group called the Groovy Ghoulies. But his name's Kepi Gooley. And then
so basically, he's doing the Ramon stick.
He was the no. Well, it's sorta like the Ramones, but it's different. It's hard to explain. But his bandmate Ratface was there too. So like he was officiating.
Ratface.
Yeah, his name, the bass player's name, Ratface. So Kepi was the officiation person. He did the thing. He was doing the officiation of it. So he marries Andrew and Markeisha. But so I was like telling Alex, the best man, I was like, bro, my anxiety is real bad. I'll stay for the ceremony, but I might have to book. I might not stay for the reception. Like my anxiety is really, it's bad. And his brother Jim, Andrew's brother, came and said, anxiety my ass. I'm like, no, dude, it's bad. It's not a panic attack. Like I know what a panic attack is. Like it doesn't feel like a heart attack. This like slowly, gradually got worse and worse and worse. And then I was like, finally, when the ceremony started, like the actual like wedding thing, I calmed down because I was like, oh, okay, it's not like it was something for me to do and not think about it. So I did that, and I was like, all right, cool, okay. And so I had fun after that. And then we had reception. They had some comedians do some. Ricari's a comedian. The bride, Markeisha, who's the bride, her grandma's a comedian who's open for Monique and all this different stuff.
How old's her grandmother?
Her grandmother is like 73, 74.
Okay. Open for Monique.
Like, yeah, she's done it.
Monique's not funny.
She wasn't that funny either, but she opened for Monique. But
no, that answers her question.
Yeah, like she's like 73. Her name's Queen Cookie.
Good for her.
So, but she has some good stuff, but I just didn't feel like it was like a wedding comedian type thing. I was like, it was different. I was like, it's like I like comedy, and I'm saying like that might not work for this. But it was just like when I looked at Andrew, I was like, bro, the most like you had another professional comedian actually at your reception, but you didn't ask me. I actually am working. I'm like, and he's just like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. But yeah, so I sat at the table with like all my buddies, so that was fun. Like Alex, Kepi, Jordan, Ratface, one of Andrew's old bosses. And then yeah, so it's like we were all chilling, talking shit because we're at table 4. We're like table 4, or like we were rowdy. We're because we're all like because like I said, Jordan was in a punk band, Kepi's a punk band guy, Ratface is punk band, Alex is Alex, and then me we're like all like. We're ham bones. So like that. So I stayed till like 11 o'clock at night. And then I drove 52 minutes home, which sucks because I'm like, Sacramento is so different. And then I passed out. And then I spent Friday, Saturday, Sunday hanging out with my mom, which was funny because I had friends up there and I was going to hang out with my friends. Almost all my friends I was going to hang out with that I had like times that meet up and hang out, they all got COVID.
Oh shit!
I was just like, my bestie per se was so sad. She's like, I got sick because she got sick the week before, and she thought she was getting better, but she kept testing negative, positive for it. So she kept getting like positive for COVID for like 2 weeks straight. And then my buddy Chester, who has been on the show, he goes like, hey man, I hate to say this, but I just tested positive. I can't hang out. And I was like, you guys all have COVID. The variant of Chad's only vacationing here. Let's like Chad's vacationing. Let's all get COVID. I'm like, you all making out or looking at toilet bowl or something. So yeah, but they're like, oh, and they're like, yeah, but you're moving back up here. So I'm like, we'll see you all the time. I'm like, yeah, when I get a car. But yeah, that
Well,
was the
Per se
wedding. It was
has
a
a
fun.
car.
What happened?
Per se has a car.
Brazil has a car. All my friends have cars.
Well, then come and visit
Like I'm
you.
talking. Yeah, exactly. That's probably what's gonna happen. I'll be like, you motherfuckers are visiting me. But
Here's what's gonna
but yeah,
happen. I'm gonna come to LA, and Chad's gonna go. It's too far to drive and not come.
no, I think I'm like, no, I can probably rent a car or drive down there. Like that's not a big issue. Because like I said, I tell everyone that's in the business that I have to have movies with. I'm like, listen, I'm not quitting. I could fly down there or I could drive for 6 hours. That's not an issue.
You're gonna
I'll-
fly down and see me for like an hour for lunch. Like that's not worth your time.
Well, I probably schedule more stuff than just one thing.
Well, I would hope so. I mean, I know I'll probably go to San Francisco anyway.
San Francisco's nicer, and that's the one thing I'm not gonna miss here in LA is the LA entitled people. I can't stand it. I'm like,
Okay.
they're
We're gonna get to that on the next episode of 20 Minutes
Okay.
to Chad because you're already 7 minutes over.
oh shit.
And I let you have your whole wedding chat. So we're gonna get into whatever Chad wants to talk about the next episode of 20 Minutes Chat. Goodbye, Chad.
Chad's out.